The Genesis collection not only celebrates the beginning, but honors this journey by exploring, finding, and believing in ourselves. A collection of 12 meticulously crafted perfumes that embody the spirits of the stars. Whether you wear your sign or explore the traits of another, Genesis is the perfect starting point for a journey written with the stars. Well, hello beautiful souls, it's your girl Zhane coming at you with another video, and as you can tell by the title, this video is going to be all about the Genesis collection from French Avenue. So if y'all want to see my thoughts on this entire collection, then go ahead and just keep on watching. So if you are new to my channel, hello again, my name is Zhane. Welcome, and if you are returning, thank you so much for clicking back on to another video. I truly appreciate you guys' support. So if you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and join the family, and give this video a thumbs up if you want to see my videos from moi. Now let's get into it. So as a fan of birth charts and being into zodiac signs, this collection was perfect for me. I'm so grateful for French Avenue for sending it my way and partnering with me on today's video. But I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on each and every scent that's in this collection and give y'all a little insight on my opinion on how I feel about each scent personally. And the method to my madness for today's video will be to categorize each sign. So we'll start off with the air signs, and then we'll flow right into the earth signs. We'll get into the water signs, and then finish off with the fire signs. So whatever sign you are, you will have my opinion on each one of these scents. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with the air signs. While shooting for the air signs, I wanted to give free-flowing, airy, floral, you know, earthy, but with more of a green touch, because that's what some of the collection entailed. So I wanted the environment to speak to the air signs, and I think I accomplished that. And the first scent that I'm going to talk to you guys about is Gemini. So Gemini is a warm, spicy, woody fragrance with a little bit of a musky tone to it, but this scent opens up with some citrusy bergamot along with some warm, spicy ginger. Whenever I smell ginger in a fragrance, it automatically puts my mind personally to a more masculine scent. The only time ginger smells like unisex or feminine to me is if it's met with gourmand notes, but in this fragrance in particular. And then as the fragrance dries down, that's where you start to get that woodiness from some cedarwood. You also get some galbanum. And then in the deep dry down, that's where you start to get that musky ambroxan along with this dry sandalwood. So the cedarwood with that sandalwood adds to the woodiness of the fragrance, adds to the depth to the fragrance, and I think that Gemini is giving very much so like a woody, deep, warm, spicy scent with a little bit of resinous tone from that galbanum. So yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, then I think Gemini will be the perfect option. Next, we're gonna go into my sun sign, which is Libra, and it has the cutest pink stone on it. Love that. Now with Gemini, I had a yellow stone on it, and yellow is my favorite color. Pink is my second favorite color, so back to back, just the air sign. They just know, they know. But I would say that Libra is more of a sexy rose fragrance. It's warm, it's spicy, it's floral. It has a little bit of a powdery touch to it, along with some smokiness and a little bit of muskiness. This scent opens up with just a little bit of fruitiness with some cherry, but you get that warm spiciness from the saffron. And I think when saffron is added to fragrances, it adds this like luxurious nature to the scent, and it also has this very like elegant yet Dubai princess type of vibe. You also get some pink pepper in the top as well. So just a lot of warm spices along with that cherry. The cherry is a darker cherry, and it does work with the saffron and that pink pepper. Now as the fragrance starts to dry down, that's where you start to get those florals. You get some rose in this scent, and you also get some violet. The violet adds this slightly powderiness to the fragrance. It adds this like elegance, but the rose really grounds the scent. For me, cherry and rose are like meant for each other. I think they are like the perfect combination. People say rose and oud, which is a different type of vibe, but cherry with rose, if I were to pick a fruity note to go with rose, it's always gonna be cherry because it always works. And then in the deep dry down, that's where you get that musk, you get that ambergris, so you get that musky, slightly saltiness, and then you get some incense, so that smokiness. I mainly get the rose, the incense, the cherry, along with that saffron in the fragrance. Those are like the main notes that I get that really stick out to me. So this one definitely works for me. It definitely gives me in a bottle type of vibes. If I'm wearing something that's sexy, a little bit more sultry and sensual, Libra is definitely that girl. Next, we have Aquarius, and Aquarius is an acquired taste. This is a green, woody, fresh scent with a little bit of a resinous touch to it and a little bit of spice. This opens up with a unique note of seaweed. I don't think I've ever smelled seaweed in a fragrance, and that's where that green element is coming from, along with some warm, spicy pepper. And then as the fragrance dries down, that's where you get that fir balsam, which also adds a little bit of a green element to it. I think fir balsam kind of gives me like a piney vibe, but it's not too intense in this fragrance. I get mainly like an earthier green scent, and it's not too piney, if that makes sense. And you also get some ambergris in the mid, and then in the deep dry down you get some oud along with some woody notes. So very deep, very dark in the base. It doesn't have this animalic oud. It is a little bit smoother, but it is very woody and more masculine. So I would say Aquarius is a little bit more on the masculine side, and then I would say Gemini and Libra were a little bit more gender fluid, but Aquarius does lean a little bit more masculine in my opinion. That's kind of like my take on these three with the air signs. And my favorite out of the entire air signs collection is of course Libra, because y'all know I love me a good warm, spicy, woody fragrance, and rose is one of my favorite floral notes. All right, let's go ahead and get into the earth signs. Now, when I was shooting for the earth signs, it was quite fun. I really felt free and grounded, but I love the elements of the rocks and the different tones and the colors, and they really complemented each bottle, as you guys will see. So I'm gonna start off with Virgo, which surprised me a lot because this is a fruity take on a woody, sensual, sexy scent. So it's warm, spicy, fruity. It has a little bit of earthiness, and it has some resinous touches as well. So this fragrance opens up with a beautiful note of passion fruit. You also get some bergamot in here as well, and I believe there's a ginger note, but the ginger note here doesn't go too masculine, but this does remind me of a more masculine scent. Then as the fragrance starts to dry down, you start to get this osmanthus note, which kind of comes off as like an apricot to me, and then you get this incredible jasmine note, which stays so clean and so fresh, but it also has this sexy nature to it. It doesn't go too animalic because that doesn't work on my skin, but it does still have this underlying clean effect, which I really enjoy. And then in the deep dry down, that's where all that earthiness comes from with the patchouli. It is a little bit more of a dirtier patchouli, which I personally enjoy. And then you also get this vetiver note, which is green yet woody at the same time. So you get a little bit of this earthiness, this little dirty patchouli, but you get this incredible, enveloping yet sensual vetiver note that has this green and woody element, you know, kind of teeter in between them. And then you get this labdanum note, which gives me like an ambery vibe, and I really enjoy labdanum in fragrances because I think it kind of elevates the deep dry down and adds a little bit of sweetness. So it's not too sweet, but it is a little bit sweet, which I'm here for. Next we have Taurus. Now Taurus, just like the zodiac sign, is a bit polarizing. I personally think that if you enjoy unique, woody, green fragrances with a little bit of dryness and powderiness, you would enjoy Taurus. I feel like Taurus to me is more for the people who enjoy green fragrances that have a little bit of a floral touch, a little bit of a musky touch, powderiness. You will enjoy this. So this scent opens up with some ginger along with some 4-leaf clover. I'm pretty sure that whoever the perfumer was loves their ginger because it's a lot of fragrances with the note of ginger. And then this 4-leaf clover note, I've never heard of it. I think it might be a fantasy note, but that might be the tons of green elements that I get in this scent. Very heavy on the green earthiness, which is nice for some people, but this is not my type of scent at all, because as the scent dries down, you get this freesia note, which is a nice white floral that keeps the fragrance very bright and uplifting, but you also get this cashmere wood note. And then as the fragrance dries down, you get this powdery musk note along with this dry amber note. The dry amber is straight up resinous. It's not really sweet whatsoever. To me, amber can go very dry and resinous, or it can go a little vanillic, which is the type of amber that I personally enjoy. But this one definitely is more masculine, or it's for those who like a little bit more of a green scent with this like powdery depth to it with some muskiness. So yeah, this is Taurus. Now last, when it comes to the earth signs, we have Capricorn. And Capricorn is a little bit different from Taurus because it still has that like deep resinous type of vibe to it, but it is more my speed. So this to me is a resinous fragrance that has this warm smokiness to it. It has some sweetness to it. It is absolutely stunning. This is my favorite out of the earth signs, like it gives everything that I want it to. And then I layered this with another fragrance we'll talk about later, and the combo was incredible. I cannot wait to pull out Capricorn in the fall and winter time because it's so sexy and it's quite unique in my opinion. So Capricorn opens up with some smoke along with some incense. So you already know you're getting this smokiness, you're getting this very dark, deep, rich scent. And then as the fragrance starts to dry down, you get this labdanum note along with some fir balsam. Now the fir balsam to me goes really sticky and resinous. It's not green whatsoever. It doesn't give me pine vibes in here at all. And the labdanum, like I said earlier, that gives me an ambery, slightly vanillic type of vibe. It kind of goes in between those two, and it adds just enough warmth and just enough sweetness in the scent. Now speaking of sweetness, we have some benzoin in the base, which kind of gives vanillic vibes but in a very unique way. And then you also get some vanilla. So a lot of sweetness, a lot of warmth, just a lot of this beautiful smokiness along with the sweetness, this warmth. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I love how everything flowed. I love a good resinous fragrance. So to me, Capricorn is one of the best fragrances in this entire collection. It's just giving resinous all over, like resinous is all over here with some smokiness. Now let's get into the water signs, and this shoot personally was my second favorite. My first favorite is the last one, as you guys are gonna see, but this shoot was so much fun, having to climb in the water, getting into the water, actually getting into the environment and like being one with the water. I loved it. It was cold as HE double hockey sticks, but I had a blast. And we're gonna go ahead and start off with Cancer, which is my moon sign. This fragrance to me is a citrusy floral fragrance with a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of a resinous tone, and it's slightly aromatic as well. This fragrance opens up with a blast of citruses. You get some mandarin, you get some orange along with some bergamot, and then as the fragrance dries down, those citruses really complement the mid, which is lavender along with orange blossom. I really think that the orange blossom is intensified with that orange and mandarin accord in the top. It just brings out more of that orange element, but you still get that beautiful white floral tone. The lavender isn't too aggressive because for me and my nose, when I smell lavender or ginger, it automatically takes me to a more masculine scent. But how it's done in here is very elegant and it's smooth. I will say that this scent is giving a little bit more of a feminine vibe because the orange blossom is so intense, and I correlate orange blossom with more of a feminine scent. But if you love orange blossom and you like more masculine scents, check this out. You might really enjoy it. And then in the deep dry down, you get some vanilla and you get some amber, so you just get that sweetness. And like I said, this scent is just elegant all around. It's beautiful, it's well rounded, it's not doing too much, but it does smell really good and it's quite unique in my opinion. Now Pisces surprised me because this has a play on notes that I wouldn't think work together, but it does. This is a fruity, warm, spicy scent with some earthiness, a little bit of a powdery tone, some sweetness, and a little bit of a woody vibe. This scent opens up with some cardamom. You also get some black currant, and you get this unique margarita note, which I think adds this like boozy yet tangy, you know, citrusy type of vibe, and it works. It really does. It kind of gives me a mojito vibe. Like instead of margarita, it's giving like a black currant mojito, which I love. It kind of has this like freshness to it. And then as the scent dries down, you get that ginger note, which I told y'all they like ginger in this collection. You also get some juniper berry. And then in the deep dry down, you get this earthy patchouli along with some tonka beans, and you get some vetiver. Like I said before, the vetiver is kind of dry. It gives this green element. The tonka beans kind of adds this sweetness, but it has this powdery nature to it as well. And then the patchouli in here is also a very dark patchouli, but it kind of goes a little green to me. So it's not really an earthy, like dirty patchouli. It's more of an earthy green patchouli, if that makes sense. But it's unique. It surprised me. I like it, but it's not like something I'll grab a lot. So Pisces, she's cute. And last but not least, in the water signs, we have Scorpio. And Scorpio has a black jewel in it, and I think that was so cute because, you know, Scorpios, you think of Scorpios, they're more, you know, dark and mysterious and all that, but they are straight up water, so they are very emotional as well. Now this one I didn't think that I would like, but I actually do like this one. This is a warm, spicy, citrusy fragrance with a little bit of a boozy tone, some sweetness and a little bit of smokiness, but nothing too crazy. When the fragrance opens up, you get some lemon. You also get this beautiful neroli note. I love neroli in fragrances. It's like a sweeter orange blossom. And then you also get some warm, spicy pink pepper, which I think really adds to the intrigue of the fragrance. I love warm, spicy scents, but it's not overpowering because, like I said, that neroli and that lemon just adds adds to that citrusy tone. When it opens up, it kind of feels like invigorating and very fresh. And then as the fragrance dries down, you get this vetiver note along with this clary sage note, which kind of adds this green element to the fragrance, but it's not too intense. And you'll also get a boozy rum note, which is a sweeter boozy note, which I think is divine. Like, to me, a rum note, you can do no wrong with a rum note. And then you also get some vanilla bean along with some tobacco. Now, the vanilla bean to me is not really sweet. It's not really sweet. It kind of smells like, I don't want to say vanilla extract, but it has this like depth to it, this warmth to it. And then the tobacco has a little bit of a smoky tone to it. I would say Cancer is my favorite out of the collection, but Scorpio is a close second. And last but certainly not least, let's get into the fire signs. Now, shooting for this, I felt gorgeous. This outfit, I felt like a walking, living, breathing fire sign. Like, I felt like a fire sign. So these three fragrances, which are the fire signs, are my favorites. Like, they eat down all three of them. So if it sounds like I'm raving for each and every one of them, it's because I actually really enjoy each and every one of them. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with the first one, which is Leo. This is my favorite fragrance of the entire collection. So the reason Leo is my favorite fragrance is because they played up some gourmand notes. They didn't really go into detail about what the gourmand notes are, and I swear there might be some orange blossom in here, but it's not listed. So this fragrance is a citrusy, sweet gourmand scent. It has some woodiness, it has some ambery tones. It's just very sensual, yet it's still bright at the same time. So this opens up with some orange, some lemon, and some bergamot. You can't go wrong with the citrusy opening. And then as the fragrance dries down, it states that it has a gourmand note or gourmand notes, which they didn't specify what gourmand notes, but I'm thinking some caramel or something that complements vanilla. And then you also get some vanilla along with some cashmere. And if y'all know me, y'all know I love a good vanilla note. I love a good cashmere note because it adds such a beautiful like softness, yet it has this like cozy effect. And then in the deep dry down, you get some cedar wood, you get some sandalwood. So the sandalwood in here, I think it's very smooth, slightly milky even. And then the musk and the amber just really complements the entire fragrance. The musk in here is a little bit more of a sensual musk. It's not as fresh as another musk would be. It's not like a clean musk. It is a little bit more sensual and a little bit more daring, if that makes sense. And the amber is giving more of an amber that is resinous yet leaning more vanillic. So I would say if you love a good gourmand, you would love Leo. If you were to purchase any fragrance, I would say purchase Leo because she's definitely that girl. But if you are a guy or if you like more masculine scents and you do enjoy gourmands, I think Leo is just enough of a gender fluid gourmand that it's still sexy and it's still sensual, yet it still has this like fun brightness to it as well. Next we have Sagittarius, which is my rising, and the stone is a beautiful purple stone, and I think it kind of speaks to the scent because this is a scent that highlights the note of cherry blossom, and I have learned that I really enjoy a cherry blossom note. So it's floral, yet it has this fruity nature to it. It's slightly powdery, it's sweet, and it has a musky tone to it as well. So this fragrance opens up with that cherry blossom fragrance, and then it dries down to this heliotrope and iris combination. So you get this warmth, you get this coziness, you get this powderiness, but you still get that sweetness from the heliotrope. And then in the deep dry down, that's where you get the musk note. So the musk in here is also very cozy. It's like a cozier musk, but it is slightly powdery from that purple floral iris, and you do get a lot of that iris in here. So if you're not a fan of iris, you don't like the purple floral note, you might not like this, but I think it worked really well with that cherry blossom note along with that heliotrope. And I can't wait to layer this with other like cherry heavy fragrances that I have because I think that it will really complement those scents. And my second favorite out of the fire signs is Aries, last but not least. This one eats down, and the stone is like this deeper orange, slightly red tone. It is absolutely stunning. This fragrance focuses more on the fruity element, so I would consider this to be a fruity floral musky scent. It has a lot of fruity notes. You get some black currant in here. You also get a pomegranate note, which I love a good pomegranate note. Like, I'm here for it. And then as the fragrance dries down, you get this red apple accord, which really gives like a juicy red apple vibe. You also get some magnolia and you get some rose. The magnolia keeps the fragrance, very bright and airy. And then the rose note, I think, kind of adds some sexiness to the fragrance because this is a more of like a deeper rose. And then in the deep dry down, you get that ambroxan along with the musk. So you get this like musky tone. And to me, it works. Like, it just works. I love the way that this smells. It smells so good. It smells so good. There are a lot of good ones, but overall, I think the fire signs really knocked it out the park. If you're looking for a good fruity floral, Aries. If you want more of a gourmand, Leo. If you like the way Libra sound with the fruity notes, the cherry along with the warm spices, Libra is nice. I really enjoyed Virgo, and Capricorn was nice too. You have a lot of options, and I think that if you are looking for something that correlates with your sign, that's great. But if you want to explore other signs, that's great as well. So that's all I have for you guys today. What did you think about today's video? Again, I really enjoyed this collection. I had so much fun creating the videos for it and just getting to know each scent and the vibes that they gave off. So let me know down below, would you try this collection? What fragrances sound like they're your vibe? Because I would absolutely love to know. And if you are new to my channel, I do quiz you guys at the end of all of my videos just to see who's been rocking with me until the end or whatnot. And for today's video, I want to kind of leave it up to y'all. Leave me y'all's zodiac sign down below in the comments. You can leave an emoji, or you can just write out what your zodiac sign is, because I would absolutely love to know. I'm a Libra sun sign, a Cancer moon, and a Sagittarius rising. If you know your birth chart, go ahead and leave me that if you'd like, but if not, you can just leave me your sun sign, what's your birthday month. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I had a blast making it. I love you guys so much, and I will see you all in the next one.